Coming up right now, an angry restaurant owner runs after a customer who left without leaving a tip. Cops, guess what? They're now involved.
Also coming up, but Google might have to sell its popular line of Waymo robo-taxis in order to pay off a few bills.
A little bit later on, Katy Perry. Well, she gets roasted by her fans following her 12-minute or almost 11-minute space ride. We'll tell you why. She's getting grilled.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, and this is Daily Flash. Yeah. We are ready to do it. Working the floor is our James Alexander. How are you, Bubba?
I am trying to come up with another special word of the day for you.
How about green shoes?
Green shoes. I thought they were mint.
Those are mint. Those are minty shoes.
I like those, James.
See,
I think those are fresh.
Thank you. See,
You and your
see, I'm trying to encourage y'all to put more color.
What it
into
is, he wanted to use it as a chroma key so we can change them out every day. I go, James, we don't have that technology.
That's actually a very budget-friendly way.
Yeah, we should just all wear
changing shoes.
those green outfits.
Yeah.
To my right, who looks great in green is Matt Doolittle.
Matty!
Yo!
You can see more of James's offerings at our website, dailyflashshow.com. He has all of his mintiness excellence on our site. You can see that and send us a comment on your minty shoes at flash@dailyflashshow.com. Head over to our socials, do the like, subscribe, share, all of that fun stuff you do when you do the socials.
Is that why you called it fresh? Is minty fresh? Is that why you said you said, yeah, those are fresh?
But they are fresh.
Coordinated.
Because here's the thing, not all guys can wear mint-colored shoes.
You got to be big
and
like James.
pulls it off
I'm not going to say anything,
fantastically.
except me.
Very, very nice.
At least he's not,
I
wearing
think
his
that's great.
You know what?
Yeah, I
At
do
least they're not as
appreciate
Crocs. That's
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with Crocs.
Nothing wrong with Crocs.
Okay.
I'm with him. on the
Okay.
Crocs.
I have a problem.
yeah.
with that.
Andrea and I see eye to eye on that one.
My
That's-
wife does too, and not because of fashion. You know why? She goes. She'll say, you know, the material they're made out of will be, those Crocs will be in a landfill for a million years.
Yes.
And so that's why Enzo, our son, has one and has a pair. She won't let me get
I
it.
think it's because you're gonna get stuck on
think-
an escalator.
I think you should thank her for that.
I have the tube socks and everything. Are you sure?
And the pins and all the
Yeah.
things that go on them. No, come on. Let me stop you right there. Have you been following this Bill Belichick story
Yes.
with his girlfriend?
I'm telling you, it's elder abuse. I'm done. Something's going on.
Some people are saying that. She's 23, he's 74. Not that there's anything
Okay.
wrong with that.
It's supposed to be half your age plus 7 is the cutoff.
He was 45 years old when she was born. That gives you a better idea.
yeah.
Now, people from the inside say, you know, they get along great. She was a cheerleader on the Patriots, right? And so when they did this recent interview, the sit-down interview, the host was asking Bill Belichick how they met. How did your relationship get started? And she was surveying the whole thing and said, we're not going there. We're not talking
We're
about
not
that.
doing that at all.
We're not doing that at all.
Right.
So I'm just wondering, like, well, who's, to me, that just seems like people want to know that. You're 23, he's 74. Why wouldn't people want to know
And all they
that?
asked was, where did you meet?
Where did
right?
you
What
meet?
was going on?
How did you meet?
Which, to me, would go, oh, something
Something
happened. You know what I'm
happened.
saying? And
Yes.
she should have shut up. And it's so weird, so much so that CBS, they had a camera on her, and the camera shot was really bad because she kept on interrupting so many times. They're like, get a camera on her. She's not shutting up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Matt. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You're just standing there. I'm
We're
sorry.
not dating.
That is true.
Right.
Anymore.
You did that
So
thing.
the problems continued on with that interview. There was more drama behind the scenes that they actually shared from that interview. And there's also been problems with her at UNC, where
That's what I was gonna
Belichick
bring that up.
is the new coach of the football team. She's tried to wrangle all of his PR, be in charge of all of his social media accounts, be in charge of of him in general, but people are saying this seems to be crossing a line. So UNC has now brought in their own PR person to manage him, and I think he's finally realizing maybe this isn't a good
It's all
thing.
optics. It is all optics. People are going to talk, number one, because of the age difference, but also, two, if she's too much in control and like they're paying him so much money to be the head coach, it's like, look, we have to have control of our people that represent us.
Yes.
You're just a cheerleader that's dating him. We're not in control of you. We don't know what you can do.
As her father, he should tell her to stop.
They're not father figure. Maybe.
Oh, my bad. There it goes.
And then I saw a story that somehow she's been able to purchase more than $9 million in real estate. And it sounds to me as if Belichick gave her the money to invest in some real estate. So now she's a landlord and has some real estate investments thanks to probably Bill Belichick.
Player gonna play. Player gotta play.
Here's the thing. I don't. God bless this guy. I've dated younger women. So they're beautiful. It's great. But how do you relate? There's nothing there. Why would you want that? How are conversations?
Saturday morning cartoons. You'll
That's
be okay.
He doesn't know.
I would say 10-year cutoff. 10 years.
10 years. I
See,
think.
half your
15.
The old thing is half your age plus 7.
So
half your age plus 7 is what you're
how old
supposed
that
to.
person's supposed to be?
Yeah,
Or
it's
the
how
age
old
difference?
is how old when it's not awkward is half your age plus 7.
7. Okay.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
So what is that, 15 years? Is it 15-year age?
so-
Going back in my
Yeah.
Madonna
exactly.
is dating
That
a
didn't work out.
26-year-old right now, so.
and you know what? For all we know, maybe they're just in love. We
and
don't
that's
know.
great.
We don't know. We hope so.
But he's also trying to sell a book, right? It's been completely lost in all of this media
that's true.
surrounding the two
Makes
of
a
them.
lot of sense.
And then some people are bringing up the comment about, well, if she were older, like why is it always the 23-year-old woman and the 74-year-old man? Like why isn't it? Why
Didn't
is that?
Cher date like a 30-year-old or something?
Yeah.
And
A couple years ago?
if there's an age difference, you're going to get made fun of. You know that going
Right,
into it,
regardless.
no matter what.
Those
But
blue
the
diamonds
things that are
work wonders.
happening is what's concerning.
Yes.
Things are being bought. She's taken over. And this is a guy that can run a football team and very successfully.
Yes.
And now his life is basically, from what we see, the optics of it is that she is in control of what he's going to say and do.
Yeah.
And now they had to step in. I remember hearing about
Yeah.
UNC saying, we got to do something. It's a smart move. I think it's a smart move. I think it'll just fizzle out. We go now to Illinois, where a restaurant owner caught on video closely following a customer down the street because why? They didn't leave a tip on their $20 meal. Check this out. The heated showdown took place outside the ramen shop when the owner stormed out of the diner. He sprinted after the unidentified customer who left a $20 bill to cover his $19.89 meal, but no additional tip. So 11-cent tip. The customer questioned why he continues to follow him down the street, and the guy responded, well, with 18%. That's the tip amount that he was expecting. The restaurant has since been flooded with bad reviews. Local police department has confirmed that they are investigating claims of customer harassment as well. I could see him going after and just saying, hey, I understand, you only left an 11-cent tip. Okay, did we do something wrong?
Yes.
But I don't think that was the case. I think he was just upset he didn't wind up getting a tip.
Yeah, and I can see that. In defense of him, I can understand how frustrating this might be, and your reaction is like, hey, what's going on? Why did you come and eat in our restaurant and then not leave some sort of a tip? But I fault the people who are criticizing them and leaving bad reviews because
Because of that?
Because of that. Because I just don't think that's right. I mean, if you go there and you legit have a bad experience, then I get it. But to just come out against...
Your tip is pretty much what you think of your experience.
Yeah.
And if he didn't have a good one, why he should have come up and said, hey, look, I'm coming in. I just want to know, what can we do to do better?
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case.
But
James.
everybody's not confrontational, right? So maybe you just said, look, I'm out. This is what it is, and I'll just leave.
But here's the thing. He's the owner. So what, did a server complain or did he complain? Because if he's the owner, I don't think you should tip the owner, to be honest with you.
I agree.
I'm giving you came up with a price that was going to take care of you.
Right.
And
everybody
the
sounds like they're entitled to a tip. I mean,
That's a whole
we don't know
other
what's
thing. That's a good
happened. It's like,
conversation.
man, if they didn't do well, I paid the bill. I'm out.
Yeah.
That's it. And I want to fight with the owner. If
Well-
you come up behind me, I'm knocking you out.
It's a different story.
And on that point, it's hard to tell what places include the tips, what places don't include the tips anymore. It's all kind of different.
And I'll take also too. You don't know. Maybe he might have said something to the guy when he left too, or did
That's
something bad. We don't know
possible.
because all we have is the guy confronting him. So take care of your wait staff by all means. Everybody that provides a service for you, that's how you tell them if they do a good job or not. So that means if you give them a crappy tip, you're telling them they didn't do it. If that's all you have, say it before. And say, hey, look, I just want to let you know, all I got is $20 on me. Is there something, you know?
Exactly.
I think if somebody told me that, I was like, hey, no problem.
No
I got you.
problem, right?
I mean,
It ensures you get clean food.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's where you go to places where you can watch them make it. Keep that in mind too.
Here's the other part of it. If the service is bad, maybe the guy wants to know what he can do different next time. If this guy's having a bad
That's what I'm
experience
saying,
in the
yeah.
restaurant, then maybe we can improve on it if you let me know. But walking out and not leaving anything.
his face and how close he is to the guy, though, kind of tells a different story. That he was a little
Yes.
upset about it. All right.
Yeah,
But
sure.
you can understand. I mean, you work hard all day. You
Yeah.
think that you'd want people to show appreciation.
Yeah.
Like we do. We appreciate you. No tip
no
needed
tip, no tip required.
at all. We're
We're
going
not
to upcharge
going
you.
to spin the dial around for
We're
you.
going to upcharge you later.
When do you want to leave?
Spend it on it. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on Prime Video is the comedy drama, The Comic Shop.
Honestly, Mike, I think you need some new customers.
Tell me something I don't know. Hey, kid.
What are those? Those are really good.
You know, I was an illustrator for about 5 minutes.
Think you could teach me to draw like that?
Tell you what, you build me a website, I'll help you learn to draw.
Deal.
The film follows a man who was once a well-known graphic artist who now owns a struggling comic book shop in a Las Vegas strip mall. To promote his business, he trades art lessons to a young fan for help building a website and rediscovers his love for comic book art. I chatted with writer-director Jonathan L. Bowen.
I'm hoping that, some audiences can get out of it that, you're not too old to give it another try. Or even if it isn't to switch careers or anything, just don't lose track of the passion that you have, because that's part of what makes you, unique. I mean, whatever that might be, though. It doesn't have to be art. It could be, some sort of work that even volunteering, or maybe you wanted to, do some sort of a hobby that you just didn't have the courage to give it a go. So.
The Comic Shop is a thoughtful coming-of-age film focusing on reacquainting ourselves with what makes us truly happy in life and sharing that happiness with others. Again, The Comic Shop is streaming on Prime Video and gets an A. It's not rated. Also on Prime Video is the conversational comedy Group Therapy, where several top comedians share their stories.
To be clear, I am not a therapist.
We got chosen as the mentally ill comedians to be in this.
From all around the world, we stuck out. I failed 3 grades, dropped out of high school.
I was voted least likely. I've been running with it ever since.
I have a serious sleepwalking disorder that got so bad that I actually jumped through a second-story window.
Like the Hulk. Celexa, Effexa, Zyprexa. I think my doctor just said, let's try drugs that rhyme.
In the film, a group of well-known comics talk about turning their sadness into a positive force. I chatted with comedian London Hughes.
It really does help. I don't know what I'd do without comedy. I don't know who I'd be without humor. It's like so inbred in me, my bones, my family, my friends. We all have to have a good sense of humor. And I think it just helps make life easier, honestly, being able to laugh about the pain.
Let's talk for just a second as we wind up, though. I mean, you are such a good dramatic actress. Does that also come from humor as well?
I think so. I think comedians make the best dramatic actors and actresses. If you look at some of the best villains, comedians, I feel like, or the best, like Jim Carrey's amazing, Robin Williams amazing. I just feel like there's part of it. If you can make someone laugh, you can make them cry.
Hosted by Neil Patrick Harris, Group Therapy is a well-paced discussion on how top comedians take their personal challenges and present those challenges to the world wrapped in humor, and how sharing their stories strengthens mental health. Again, Group Therapy is streaming on Prime Video and gets an A. It's not rated. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Hey, it is time for us to Get Flash. This is where we get questions from you, the viewer, and then we share our reactions to it, our thoughts.
Each one of us will get about 15 seconds to sound off on the story. We want you at home to be a part of the conversation. Share your comments with us. So here we go. Our first viewer asks, should I get Flash for telling my sister I will not be her maid of honor since she didn't come to my wedding because her dog died? My sister and I have always had a complicated relationship. I think she is emotional and dramatic, and she was supposed to be my maid of honor, but 2 days before my wedding, her dog died and she didn't show up. So she says she missed one of the biggest days of her life. She had no maid of honor. Am I wrong for doing the same to her? Mitch.
All right, you know, you're going to be sisters for life. If you guys remember my wedding, our maid of honor took off.
It was like,
She was missing in action.
And I got to tell you, Liza was the coolest about it. She's like, all right, whatever, okay. I mean, yeah. And then her sister stepped in, which is interesting. But keep in mind, now that can never be fixed whatsoever. You didn't go to each other's wedding whatsoever. And you know, bury the hatchet. If you're going to do it, well, I'm just going to teach her a lesson. You're not really teaching anybody a lesson. You're just missing out on an opportunity that you could share with your sister.
Oh, that's a good point. Maddie.
It depends on how special the dog was. I mean, come on.
Matt's worried about the dog.
Sometimes we like our animals a little more than our people. So, but I mean, if this is just going to hover over them going forward, especially if they have kids and stuff, and you want them all to be a part of the family, so she needs to just get over it.
But it sounds like they've always had a complicated relationship, so maybe it's one of those where you just sort of keep your distance and you just say, you know what, let's check in with each other once a year, say hello, do our pleasantries, and move on.
I want to add a caveat if there's in there. If it's an open bar, don't go because you're going to be.
Things will be brought up from 20, 30 years ago.
Or
there's going to be a fight.
Yes.
Or do go and make sure everybody's got their cell phones out because you can sell them.
Yes.
There's going to be a fight. You're right.
You're going to be on the do not sail list.
Do not marry
on the
list.
next cruise dust up. Up next, one viewer asks, should I get Flash for pranking my wife, resulting in a mishap that I caught on tape?
Ooh.
Take a look.
Prank on wife gone wrong.
What? What is it? Hey! Oh! Oh! In the bed! What? What is it? No, you like the door!
Well, if you can't tell by the video, a husband who knows his wife does not like bugs put a fake bug in the visor above her seat. When she let it down to use the mirror, bug fell out, sending her into a panic.
Okay, she's going to remember that by all means, and they put that back in the memory. Keep that in mind. You might have got a lot of people online.
Never prank your wife. I learned the hard way.
I think it was fake.
Yes.
She seemed pretty
planted,
freaked out.
but...
Yeah, I did look good. More Flash after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. In this week's Boss Lady, we meet Shyla Sheppard. She is the founder of Bow and Arrow Brewing Company. It's considered the first Native American female-owned brewery in the U.S. Shyla graduated from Stanford, moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico with her partner Missy. The two came up with an idea, and success has led the way for entrepreneurship and their partnership. Here's her story from her friends at the Story Exchange.
Fortunate to be at Stanford every day. There's a Native American community center. There's a lot of commonality regardless of, which reservation you come from. We actually met at the community center in the computer lab. We started, dating. We've been together ever since, so it's been over 20 years. Missy and I both kind of connected on our appreciation for craft beer, learning about yeast and the ingredients, the history, the geography, the science of craft beer. I think it really sparked our interest and curiosity. I joined the founding team of this social impact investing fund. We focused on businesses whose services or products were focused on kind of greater good. For the most part, craft beer, it's pretty homogenous in terms of, white bearded men. That can make it challenging sometimes to like approach people and build those relationships. Even with my background and experience, it was a very challenging process to navigate. I approached every bank in Albuquerque and was told no, even though I had equity. I had a very detailed plan. I could talk through it, but I was told over and over and over, we don't do startups.
Wait a second. There's 10 floors. 10 floors.
All right, so these shirts are doing really well. I thought these shirts were a lot of people like these shirts. So
Missy does, the majority of like concept development. She's very artistic too, and so this has been her creative outlet.
Oh yeah, that was great. I mean, that was when we were sitting with Frank, and we really just kind of came up with it.
We now source our blue corn from Tamaya or the Santa Ana Pueblo.
We always highlight where our corn comes from. It means a lot to us that we're also doing business with another, native-owned business as well. So that's something that really aligns with our core values.
So we do custom grinding. We do all 23 tribes in the state of New Mexico. Every tribe is different. So every tribe wants different textures and different roast. So we do that, and that's what we use this La Milpa for.
So for our coarse grind, does it run through just this one then?
Yes, it does.
It's super gritty, grittier than what they normally, make for some of their other products. But so they roast it for us. They crush the corn for us, and we buy it from them in 50-pound bags, 500 pounds at a time. It's been just a lot of fun when we are working with unique ingredients or introducing fruit. We have an orchard at our home that we've been tending to. The peaches ultimately ended up in a traditional golden sour beer. It's actually on draft right now. It is a taproom exclusive and one that we're very proud of. We went out looking for the wild Nea Mexicanus hop. We know that it grows well, above a certain altitude. We just kept driving, and then we got off to just like stretch. I didn't walk very far, and I spotted that very distinct leaf. They were giant, lush green hops. And it's funny with plants, growing up, my grandma, she said, you really have to be in a positive mindset when you're going out and harvesting, she said, because if you're not, she said, they'll hide from you. We're revisiting and wanting to learn how to carry forward methods of native agriculture and growing practices. What we've realized now is climate change and things, a lot of that native knowledge and history was really rooted in science. And I think we're now kind of rediscovering and relearning that. And I think that's a really exciting thing to see and to be a part of.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, today's trends, tomorrow's talk.
We're talking about just getting lost in conversations.
Yes.
When it starts off, you're lost. I meant to do that.
Okay, because
I said something weird and stupid to Maddie. And he's like, "What? I don't get it."
What's going on?
Like, what did I miss?
And they're like, 3, 2. Just don't worry about it. You didn't get it.
When you have to explain the joke.
Yeah, which is pretty much my life when it comes to that. I love this. AI is not there. By the way, I screwed around on AI all of yesterday and the day before. Could not get the result that I wanted.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it ain't there. So we're okay for a little while.
Okay, good.
All right, everybody's freaking out. Trust me, you can't make a video, of a girl in a coffee shop looking up and looking out the window to the right.
Okay, because I have a little FOMO when it comes to that.
That's all it was.
Okay.
That's all I wanted, and I had, and it took me, I swear to you, no less than 20 tries, and she would not turn her head to the right. So I go, screw this. AI is not as bad as everybody says it is. So a group of researchers, they go, we're going to show you that AI is going to take over, and they built a fake software company, and it was completely ran by AI bots. Okay? We're like, oh gosh, what? This thing went down faster than it actually could dial up with. They had so many problems. It could not even close a pop-up window. And the companies involved were big too. It's not like they was just Joe Schmo. We're talking about OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, and Amazon.
Oh, wow.
They wanted to recreate a real office environment, wanted them to write performance reviews, organize files, pick an office space. They couldn't do any of that whatsoever.
Wow.
The best bot finished with only doing 24% of what it was supposed to do.
My goodness.
Which is more than me.
What you got out of your coffee shop, girl.
No, I never got, yes. And what was frustrating about it is I paid for it. Okay, I'll say it. It's Runway AI. You're not there yet, okay? Don't get that smug look off your face like, oh, I can make any kind of video, because you can't. And every time you use it, you start off with credits, and it takes 50 credits for every time. So every time it wouldn't do it, I had to redo it. No, turn her head to the left, and like that, and then you have to say things right. Trust me, we got a long, long way we have to worry about.
You would have been better off drawing her.
Yes,
yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
Or hiring a girl, flying out to LA, find the cat, and then put a camera. Hey, look to the left. It would have been much easier than doing this AI
just
crap.
going down to Starbucks and
doing
catching a girl
that.
sitting
Here's
at a
20 bucks.
table.
Look out the window to the left.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll buy your coffee, which is about what Starbucks costs these days.
I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
You're not? Oh, because of the restraining order?
Just leave it at that. Let's move on and talk more about AI.
Waymo's self-driving robotaxis may be available for personal ownership in the future. The vehicles are currently the only driverless robotaxis that collect fares on rides in the U.S. They operate a fleet of 700 cars, with the majority based in San Francisco. Google does not manufacture the vehicles. Instead, they rely on partnerships with Uber and major automakers like Hyundai and Chinese EV maker Zeekr. But that's about to change. Alphabet-owned Waymo and Toyota just announced a new partnership. The two companies plan to bring robo-taxi tech to personally owned cars. Rival Tesla plans to launch their own pilot robo-taxi program in June, and it will use cameras and Mitch AI for its line of self-driving cars. Test runs will take place in Austin, Texas.
And then in LA, they're all Jaguars. So, I mean, you get at least driving a Jaguar, but it is the weirdest feeling to look over and see a car driving right next to you and taking and stopping and turning.
I'm not there yet.
I don't know if I can get inside that car.
No,
I mean, so it's crazy. All right, another AI, we're pretty sure. She's starting to look like it at
She
least.
is.
Katy Perry, called out by fans for debuting a space-inspired outfit after her trip aboard the all-female Blue Origin flight. The ET songstress took to X to show off her figure in a cutout bodysuit. Appeared to be made of metal, but not so. Perry's outfit also consisted of metal arm cuffs, leg coverings, and a hat with the same material. While the 40-year-old pop star just wanted to give fans a closer look at a concert apparel, she's now facing backlash about everything following her 11-minute trip to space. Perry sported her unique outfit while kicking off her Lifetime's sci-fi inspired tour. Where else but Mexico City? All right, you're going to say that. She looks great. She's wonderful. You're not an astronaut. You want everybody to know you went up in space. When Gayle King wears the same thing, then maybe we can worry about it.
I don't know if I want to see Gayle King in that outfit.
More Flash after this.
It's his thing. It's his thing.
It is my thing. Leave me alone. Well, welcome back to Daily Flash. Spring, guess what? It's here. It's also a time to start planning for your next summer road trip. Joining us now are Sabre Cook and Madeline Stewart. They're from the Porsche Carrera Cup. Thanks for being with us, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
Happy to be here.
Well, no doubt the tips are climbing, the sun is coming out, and now you know what that means. It means that it's more folks that are going to be hitting the road. You both are seasoned pros. So what's your advice for all those drivers out there that are thinking about taking a road trip?
Yes, I think with road trip season upon us, my top tip is probably to be prepared and plan ahead. It's really important that you map out your journey, you know where you're going, but also where you're stopping, where you're going to fill up your car full of gas, and also where you're going to fuel yourselves.
And absolutely remember to check those distractions. Distracted driving is a major cause of crashes on the road. So as tempting as it may be, try not to scroll on your phone, pick your playlist ahead of time so you're not fumbling for the music, and just stay focused so that way you can get where you're going safely and others can too.
All right, what about gas? You know, especially when it comes to efficiency and performance.
A lot of people don't actually know this, but ExxonMobil offer everyday drivers the same Synergy Supreme Plus fuel that we both use in our Porsche Carrera Cup cars. So their Synergy Supreme Plus fuel is designed to keep your engine 3 times cleaner, which improves your performance and also the efficiency. So I'd highly recommend on your road trip finding an Exxon or Mobil fuel station to fill up at.
Okay, shifting gears, you like that? Let's talk about the upcoming Porsche Carrera Cup race in Miami. How do y'all basically gear up for a big event like this?
Well, we're so excited to be racing at Miami alongside Formula One. And for any big race like this, we have to prepare mentally and physically. So that includes reviewing data from previous race seasons, working with our engineer to hone in on the setup of the car for maximum performance, visualizing the track so we can be fully prepared going into the race weekend, but also physically we need to make sure we eat great nutrition, get lots of rest, good hydration because it's going to be really hot here in Miami, and just going in with a great mindset so that way we're focused and set for the weekend ahead. But also something that's really exciting about race weeks here in the US for Porsche Carrera Cup North America, ExxonMobil offers ExxonMobil Rewards Plus members 3 times the points during our Porsche Carrera Cup race weekends, which means you can earn 18 points per gallon or up to 18 cents per gallon for any future purchases after you go to the pump using an Exxon or Mobil station. So if we're winning on the track, you're winning at the pump.
Okay, well, where can drivers find out more info?
They can find more information at exxon.com. And also if they are interested in any information about Porsche Carrera Cup, they can find it at PorscheCarreraCup.us.
All right, thank you, ladies.
QVC and TikTok are rewriting the rules of live commerce with a first-of-its-kind Super Brand Day. A group of trailblazing women ages 50 plus will show the power of reinvention at any age.
Well, we are so excited because QVC is the OG of literally home shopping, yes, but live social shopping as it has become. So really partnering with TikTok is an amazing opportunity, not only to show the world what we do, but also to bring creators, to bring celebrities, to bring products that you have maybe never seen before, but are able to experience on May 14th. So please don't forget to join us because you will not be disappointed.
Every day, all day. QVC.com, you can start shopping. But if you really want to take advantage of our Super Brand Day, download TikTok right now if you don't have it. Look up QVC, start following us. And then on that day, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on May 14th, that's when the really, really big Super Brand Day happens with all the celebrities and the excitement and the best deals.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. Listen, we're in an unstable economy, and it has more and more Americans from all walks of life actually looking to supplement or even replace their income. So what are some of the best ways to do it? Well, here with the more insight is Amanda Webster. She's the Chief Revenue Officer of Accruity. Amanda, welcome back to the show. Right into it. With the economy actually doing its best roller coaster impression, it seems like everybody's picking up those side hustles. Is this the new American dream, maybe working 2 jobs and still affording that avocado toast?
I mean, I don't know if it's the American dream, but I do feel it's kind of almost like a gateway to being an entrepreneur.
Right.
We're seeing a lot of mini businesses in the form of side hustles right now to be able to, make ends meet, to be able to afford the things that you maybe want instead of just need, right? Getting all those things met. But I do think it could lead to a bigger, entrepreneur revolution as things open and economy starts booming, hopefully in the short term.
What's great is the imagination. What is it, like desperation or whatever, that intuity that comes out when you're in need of things. So that sometimes comes off these really weird kind of gigs. What's the quirkiest side gig that you've actually come across that's actually helping folks really make those ends meet?
I think it's getting back to the roots, right? Seeing people creating jams and selling them,
Oh,
seeing
okay.
people creating different, I've seen people with like biblical verses in like jars and they're selling them for affirmations. It's just basically innovation and ingenuity, whatever it is that you have going. There's a market for pretty much everything, but there's a lot of risk also.
And you need to know, I guess, the landscape of what you're heading into, which brings us to the financial literacy. That's a buzzword pretty much of the day. How can we actually make budgeting as exciting as binge watching our favorite TV shows?
Well, I always say, plan for where you want to be in the future, right? So if you can make it exciting of actually having real goals. In the business world, we try to make, attainable goals that are realistic. Same thing with being in your household, right? I just did this recently with my kids of like, what do you want to do this year? What are the trips you'd like to see? And even if we can't do it this year, let's plan and see how we can get there. Making it exciting to know that there's a goal. There's an exciting thing to plan for, basically.
Well, let's talk about people that maybe they've had this talent, or people say, hey, you should sell these or you should do this. Are any tips on how we can turn those hidden talents into income without actually turning our lives into a 24/7 infomercial?
I think that social media makes things, crazy right now, but I think you need to tap into the resources you have. There's, the SBA has free resources for business, people who want to create businesses. There's local different groups and chapters of different organizations you can get into, a lot of nonprofits that have tools to help you without having to break your bank, you don't need to become famous to do these things, but you do need to have the right resources to mitigate the risk. So looking into what's available in your city or closest city to see where you can get some free resources or low cost resources to help you get that idea into an actual business model and into an actual revenue stream.
That makes a lot of sense of what you're saying. And also, if you think, this is where AI could actually come in, go to ChatGPT and just say, hey, these are all my hobbies. This is what I like to do. This is how much time I have. What kind of job? I mean, that's where we could use AI for a good thing. Love these ideas, Amanda. Thank you so much. If you want more information on how to turn side hustles into jobs, just head to our website. It's dailyflashshow.com.
Humane World for Animals, formerly called the Humane Society of the U.S., has spent decades deploying to some of the world's most devastating crises. Here to discuss their latest mission and what you need to know when disaster strikes is their president and CEO, Kitty Block.
Humane World for Animals, just like our name is, we work around the globe. And it's not just companion animals, it's all animals. It's wildlife, it's farm animals. And we do a whole host of things to protect them. But what we're talking about today, which is so important, is animals in disaster situations. And recognizing the crisis situation that it is, we work in Australia. We were there for the wildfires, rescuing everyone from koalas to kangaroos. We're in India in flooding, and of course around the country in the U.S. helping with wildlife and people's companion animals. And that's really so important for people to understand, for governments to understand that people do not get out of harm's way in a disaster situation if they cannot evacuate with their dogs, their cats, their family members. And that's really what we work on and the message we're trying to spread. For more information, go to humaneworld.org/prepare.
Hey, Emily Colandrelli, also known as Emily the Space Gal, was the 100th woman to travel to space after her ride in a rocket to the stars in 2024. And the journey for her all started when she was just a kid. Emily joins us to share her approach to expanding the young minds of today to pursue a career in STEM tomorrow.
Thank you for having me. So, as an MIT aerospace engineer, as a science educator with TV shows and educational books, it is always my mission to try to inspire the next generation of scientists and engineers. And so I'm just so proud to be working with Arm & Hammer Baking Soda again, because this is their 6th consecutive year working with Odyssey of the Mind. Now, Odyssey of the Mind is this incredible org that promotes STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics-based competitions for students worldwide. It teaches them skills with problem solving and art. It's like a mix of theater and engineering. It is such an incredible competition, and because baking soda is in some of my favorite science experiments, it only makes sense that they are partnering with Odyssey of the Mind to help inspire the next generation of scientists and engineers. So Odyssey of the Mind World Finals is at Michigan State University this year. I went to the World Finals last year, and let me tell you, the energy in those rooms, it's electric, because these kids, they're learning teamwork, they're learning presenting skills. It's a mix of art and science. It's so incredibly creative, and you can see them instilling that science confidence in themselves that they're going to take throughout their career. One of my favorite recommendations to families, if they want to inspire science confidence in their kids, is to do these easy at-home science experiments. I have 2 books where I created 100 different science experiments for families to do just this. Some of my favorite are with baking soda. You can make baking soda rockets or paint can rockets, or if you have really little kids, you can simply mix baking soda and food coloring and vinegar and make these rainbow bubbles. It's just a really tactile way, a physical way for kids to show themselves that they too can be a scientist. So you can learn more about all of this at armandhammer.com/baking-soda and odysseyofthemind.com.
More Flash after this. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. It's time for us to take a look at the lifestyles of the rich and famous, and we're going to dive into some celebrity real estate.
We start with a taste of Hollywood and California's Paso Robles wine country. Check out this 160-acre villa called San Juliet. The sellers of the estate are the Emmy Award-winning producers of American Idol, Ken Warwick and Nigel Lithgow. They purchased the property for $5 million back in 2005, then invested more than $12 million to tear it down. In its place, they built 2 3,700-square-foot Tuscan-style villas. In addition, they added a tasting room, kitchens, a pool house, and replanted the vineyard. There's currently a 94-acre vineyard along with winemaking facilities, and there's an additional 34 acres of land that is currently unused. The producers want to sell to spend more time with family. Isn't that stunning?
The landscaping of that, man, is just amazing. Look at that. Our buddy David Duchovny, he wants to believe that he's actually going to find a buyer for his Malibu beach home. The leading man of the X-Files and Californication just listed his longtime Malibu home for $12.5 million.
Wow.
The luxurious custom-built residence comes with a 1-bedroom restored train caboose, believe it or not. It's where he actually wrote his 2021 novel, Truly Like Lightning, and records his podcast, Fail Better. The 3-bedroom main house spans about 3,500 square feet on 1 acre of land. The ultra-modern home features polished concrete floors, soaring ceilings, and large glass doors. The open concept living space, which Duchovny crowned basically his favorite space in his home. It's actually lit up by recessed lighting and skylights, as well as a wall of glass doors that connect the home to the outdoors. Primary suites, sliding glass doors actually open up to a backyard with a lap pool, jacuzzi, outdoor shower, cold plunge, as well as an outdoor kitchen and fire pit.
You would never leave that.
No, why? Why would you need to,
That
right?
outdoor space is amazing. In Houston, an enclave of 11 homes fully powered by Tesla technology is drawing interest from buyers. Inquiries from all over the globe are flooding in. Nestled in the Oaks of a quiet neighborhood, these properties boast the company's solar roof tiles, power wall batteries, and electric vehicle chargers. Together, they offer a lifeline of continuous electricity in a state plagued by power outages with an aging electric grid. The home's price priced in the mid $500,000 range, exceed Houston's median home price of around $365,000. This is another big win for Elon Musk as they create this Tesla community.
It's amazing where we're at now and the technology catching up to it. That does it for our show. Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you. Bye-bye.